for someone who I walking from this book seems to care a lot about what people think. How were you able? How did Puffy let you write this book?
Well, first, it's not about him letting me do anything.
Okay.
Because you know I'm a grown man, so as long as I got my own feet, my own hands, my own body things that I need in order to keep it rocking, I could do whatever I feel I can do. Without making sure I don't do anything to hurt anybody else who don't need to be hurt, or I just address those who I need to address.
Okay.
Two is, one thing we always remember is the truth will always set you free.
Yes.
And one thing about the truth is it can't be denied.
And now let's talk about that, because you know in your book you talked about pretty much, you know, Biggie, you talked about Tupac, you talked about Mace, and a whole bunch of other people. From your perception, how bad was the contract between Biggie and Bad Boy? Like, how much money was he literally being robbed of?
Well, you know, Biggie Smalls had Junior Mafia, and Biggie Smalls also had a friend was Undiz. So they were already starting their own record label before Biggie died.
Yes.
You remember, I believe Biggie was getting into his own Brooklyn Mint, the clothing line and all of that. So Biggie was already on his way out the door. You know, and I just remember the stories like when Biggie would want money from Puff, and like Puff, he would be like, they doing the show, Biggie wouldn't show up to the show until 10 minutes before the show.
Yes.
You understand? And Puff would be like, where's he at? Where's he at? And then that's how he would get his leverage. Like, Biggie knew that Puff needed him. Biggie, if you break it down and really look at the situation for what it truly is, Biggie Smalls made Bad Boy. Bad Boy is Biggie Smalls.
You have it on page 105, and you said, in many ways I was in the same spot as Biggie when he signed with Bad Boy. I was a poor cat who hadn't finished high school, but I had musical talent. Puff was rich. Puff was a rich cat with no musical talent, but also with a stable of mostly white advisors and lawyers who taught him how to put voodoo on his artists. And you went on to say that after Biggie signed the contracts that Puff forced on him, for example, he walked away with only $25,000 to avoid people finding out just how broke Biggie was when he was killed. Puff announced that he was giving the Fallen Stars family several $1 million, but if he had given Biggie a fair contract, Biggie would have had plenty of money to take care of his family forever and wouldn't have needed Puff's one-time charitable donation. That's a very, very powerful statement. And I was like, wow, you pretty much said that. You said well, everything we all pretty much thought or we had heard. When someone mentions or alludes to anything about you know, the rumors about Puffy being gay or any of that, does that shock you, or does that, or is that kind of like I can see that?
Yeah, because see, I don't have to actually see two men engage in sexual activity to say he's gay, because gay is a way of life. So I can look at the way you handle your money. I can look at the way you treat people. I can look at the way that you want it to be all about you. So you gotta look at how women are. Women have a certain characteristic about themselves that men don't have. So then you start looking at, yo, why in the world is you the only rich person and everybody else? Like, why is it so much about you? And if you got a artist that just did 3 million records, whoa, and he in the hotel stealing, not only is he a fool,
everybody.
but he doing what he had to do.
Yeah.
But the thing is, why is your man stealing? That's not just his fault, it's your fault too.
Do you believe the rumors between him and Mace?
Now that right there.
Hold on. Do you believe the rumors between
him and Mace? You know, well, you gotta look at it like this, you know, and I say it best like this.
Okay.
A person like Mace that comes to Puff that wants a record deal automatically is willing to do anything that he got to do to have that deal, because he asked them for a record deal. So then you got to look at it and be like, you know what, you willing to sell your soul for this shit right here.
And if you're willing to sell your soul, you're willing to do anything.
You willing to do anything.
Damn you, Mark Curry.
Like, for example,
please.
They might say, hey, you know what, I'm going to give you $1 million. I'm going to give you $2 million. I'm going to give you $100 million. But before I do that, I just want to take a couple of pictures with you, with your shirt off. And your pants off too. And then you be like $100 million, shirt and no pants. Okay, that's what they be doing. Okay, let's do it.
Okay.
So then now, here go your $100 million. So then now you sitting there with your girl, She got the diamonds and the fur on. She looked good. So all of a sudden, you see somebody in the background flashing those pictures in that envelope at you like this, telling you to come in. We need to talk to you. You be like, wow, now you got me by the balls.
Yes.
You understand?
Yes.
So then that's when a lot of things come in to play too, without me having to speak on other things. When somebody come to you and say, you know, I'm exposed to your people, everything that you done to get this money, you be like, yo, man, that'll make you kill yourself.
Now, if you don't know who he's talking about, then I just cannot help you.
People were questioning the deal between Arista and Bad Boy, the affiliation anyway, from jump. Just about, you know, a young black man getting this large chunk of money to start this new venture. It seemed to have been also the catalyst for the downfall of Arista, in a way.
When Puff did No Way Out, that was right after Biggie Smalls died. Matter of fact, on Victory, you had Biggie Smalls. It was The Sun Don't Shine Forever, but it's in the commission we asked. So Biggie just died. Then he had Mace on the album too. So this album sold, what, 7 million, 11, one of the 2 million records. So then now he back negotiating, and they thinking that he gonna sell this many records again. So he goes for a big budget. They give him a big budget. I think he came out with what was the album, Forever. The first single was P2000,
which was easily
with Hurricane
G
on the beginning.
God,
That album bricked.
Cause the
album bricked.
It did.
So when that
how
album,
much did it sell? Do you know?
I don't even. The album was so terrible that they won't even mention it.
In the book, you make a claim that pretty much the actions of Diddy got Clive Davis fired from Arista Records. That's pretty much a claim you make.
That's because the way that money went.
Yes.
Like, and you're not recouping. Like, we need this money back. So then now you see where, you know, you got an inside person that's working with you that says, you know what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna slide you 100 million. I just need you to kick me back. You go do your thing. So you don't know what kind of deal him and Clive Don made. You understand? But he understand that he gave him that much money and he works. We're gonna do the kickback thing.
Well, I mean, since we're on this topic, I mean, you know, we keep it here. We keep it real here on Gyant Unplugged TV, and you know, we can't skate over the issue and the rumors of, you know, during the big Diddy takeover, the Bad Boy takeover. You know, there was rumors about Clive and Diddy. You know, there was rumors about, you know, how does this young guy get, you know, this large amount of money? And, you know, there's you know, both of them could be argued to be legendary in the industry for, you know, an array of things. Let's just go ahead and get this out here. In terms of the rumors that Diddy was involved with Clive on a more than friendship level, that he was involved with some different things. And this is what I want to pay this to you, just simply. When did you ever see anything like that? Can we just clear all that up? Was there big rampant homosexual parties at Bad Boy? Like, what exactly went on, and where did all that come from?
See, these kind of things you won't see, you won't know. That's like a phone call you get on the phone from your girl saying, "Come over here, I want to see you."
Okay.
And you won't tell me. You know, you won't tell nobody. You just gonna go handle your business.
Okay.
But if you break down the whole history of Clive Davis, we want to go back from Eric Sermon. You want to start there when Eric and Paris making dollars. EPMD when Eric sent, you know, the people, because the publishing problem between Clive and you know, you understand.
Yes.
So you understand that he's a wicked dude. I've been hearing from him about how he gets down for so long that then you already knew that Puff was one of his puppets.
Exactly.
Right?
Next week, we have Mark Curry Part 2. He's going to be talking about how Diddy pretty much blew his budgets, about how a lot of people in the industry were afraid for him to even write this book. But I also want to extend a personal invitation to Sean Puff Combs. Frank Ski, make a phone call for me. Please come sit on Gyant Unplugged TV on the couch of truth, not fiction, to answer to all of Mark Curry's claims. These are some pretty explosive things, my friend. How long can you stay quiet? It's either me or Barbara Walters.